Now let's show you a new event. It is the club throw. F32 51. It's a dual category this for the women, and this is Gemma Prescott. Remember, all 6 throws taken at the one time. There's 7 in this final. There's 4 for Britain. Prescott is the first to go. Also in this is Catherine O'Neill, who's been a regular medalist at major championships going back for quite a few years.
European record holder O'Neill, Gemma Prescott, a bronze medal in the World Championships last year. And it's a points event as well, because we have different categories involved.
We'll see Josie Pearson go later for Britain, who won bronze at the World Championships last year.
She is also very dominant in the discus as well, reigning Paralympic and world champion in that. But we have a mix of F51 and F32 athletes here.
Gemma also a major bronze medalist, and well, I suppose being British, the best place to do it at London 2012.
4 Brits involved in this. Greek, Irish and Hungarian, the other athletes. And that's skipping up towards the 20-meter line, but not beyond it.
So in this, the reigning European champion, Stamitoula of Greece, who we may see a little later. Very competitive in this. Catherine O'Neill's most recent medal in the club, silver at the last European Championships. But they'll all have their chance in the spotlight later.
So 1877.
Now let's go back to the club. And Gemma Prescott, bronze medalist at London 2012 and at the Christchurch World Championships in 2011. Those championships held at the start of the year, and when the Worlds go to Doha next year, it'll be towards the end of the year, and that's a really good one. That's beyond 20 meters. 21.84, her lifetime best set this year, and she is the top-ranked athlete in terms of those in the field. She's an F32. Catherine O'Neill is the F51, the European record holder. Rachel Morrison, the world record holder, the American set this year in the Czech Republic with a 21.90. Prescott has thrown 81.24 this year and 20.39 today. She's the first to go. It's a points event, so that's 905 points.
She came into this with the best season's best and the best personal best. And after bronze medals in previous major championships, will it be gold this time? We're talking of Brits doing well in throwing events. We hope to be joined by Ale Davis after 11 o'clock local time in the next 20 minutes or so. Of course, a gold medalist in the discus yesterday.
Well, she's progressing very well in this competition, Gemma Prescott. It's a combination of wheelchair category and a cerebral palsy category, and always tends to be the case in club events and in a couple of the throws as well.
Her 4th competition throw.
So she's had a little break in the middle. Prescott looking to progress. Now that is short of 20. She can improve in her mark. Well, maybe pushing a little closer towards the world record, in which she did so well earlier this year. Came very close to breaking that mark of Rachel Morrison.
Gosh, Dave, there's a big pole. Stop me moving. There's a pole
So 18.99. It's her second best throw so far.
Well, good consistency in her throwing so far. She hasn't thrown less than 17 metres, and that was her first effort. Everything's been beyond 1850 since then. And only Joanna Butterfield and Abby Hunniset, who are also both athletes representing Britain, have thrown as far as a worse throw. So Prescott with great chance of gold, and I know it's very early, but in terms of the rankings, Britain could do very, very well here. I don't recall a clean sweep by anybody so far this week.
Not even Russia?
Not to say that there hasn't been one. They've had an immense week, Russia.
No, I don't think we have. We've had Russia 1 and 2 and 2 and 3, but not quite 1, 2, 3. Well, this could be the opportunity. 19.08 for Gemma Prescott.
So the final throw, Gemma Prescott.
And that's not going to better 20.39. So she will take 905 points as the standard to set for everybody else.
We had the club throw at the last Paralympic Games in London, but not the previous two. We've sat through every event so far this week, and there I can confirm, had a scan through the results, there hasn't been a clean sweep yet. That could still happen here. We're in the second last day.
Women's club throw, F32 stroke 51 category.
First competition throw.
And there is plenty of Hungarian support in the stands here. Watching Christina Kalman. Personal best of 16.45. Not thrown beyond 13 meters so far this year. But that's very, very impressive. As far as she's concerned, 14.76, and that's a season's best for her.
So back to the field and back to the women's club. This is the F32, F51 final combined category, which means it's done on points. And we're watching Christina Kalman of Hungary, the second of 7 throwers in this, trying to catch up with Gemma Prescott's 20.39, which equates to 905 points. Kalman, who's been knocking around 15 meters for a lot of the competition, but that's a serious improvement. 18.47 establishes her successfully in second place, and by 2 meters, that's a new lifetime best. That's fabulous. 789 points. She's about 100 points away from our leader Prescott, but there's still 5 throws left. All 6 throws taken at once, don't forget. So, Kalman of Hungary, who has really done something fantastic in terms of her career. That was 1676.
4 British competitors here in the club throw, in the F32 stroke 51, and they should be confident of 1, maybe 2 medals here.
Yeah, definitely. I reckon we can definitely take a few medals in this one. We have a strong contingency, and it's a good day for Britain in the club.
And you look at the medals table, obviously Russia are dominant, but you're not doing too badly yourselves as a team.
No, we're getting there. I mean, considering Russia have always got strength in numbers and across the classes, we have a lot of stars that are coming through now. We've seen that over the past couple of days where we're taking golds in events that we've never had strength in before, and it's exciting to see. And it bodes well for us in the games and championships coming up.
Abby Hunniset with 1768. Just finally, you've got the discus coming up tomorrow. Big Saturday crowd. More pressure on you?
Yeah, well, it's good. I mean, I hope there is. I hope there's a big crowd. I really do. It'd be good to see the end of the championships come off with a big crowd and people wanting to see great performances. And if it stays like this, I really want to deliver a great performance with obviously the disappointment of Glasgow getting the silver. I'd like to finish my season on a goal.
That was a massive motivation for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, going in there, I was against Dan Greaves, who goes this afternoon, funny enough, in the F44 discus. A guy I have massive respect for, and he's a phenomenal athlete, and he's in great form at the moment. I'm sure he, if the weather's generous, he'll go 60 metres plus, which is, great for Paralympic sport and great for his event. And I know it would have taken a lot to beat him. So obviously I was disappointed because everyone has aspirations of gold. But I know he'll make me a better athlete in the long run.
Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, Alan. Good luck. Thank you. Well done in the shot put yesterday, and good luck in the discus coming up tomorrow. That's Alan Davis joining us live here, and you can chat about this at Swansea2014.com, at IPC Athletics on Twitter, and use the hashtag Swansea2014. And plenty of support here for Abby Hunniset in the club throw, one of 4 great British athletes.
Yes, because Gemma Prescott is leading and Abby Hunniset has made her way into the medals as well in 3rd place. This is her 4th attempt. 3rd didn't go well, but the 4th has. That's close to 20 metres, a couple of metres short from Abby Hunniset. 19.13 her lifetime best. A set this year, which has her ranked 2nd going into this final. Mixture of 4 F32 athletes and 3 F51s, and even though, well, they are all wheelchair athletes, but those in the 30s are cerebral palsy, and those in the 50s are seated field athletes, but they've decided that the categories are quite close, so it's always worth bunching them together. And she's doing really well here. Well, that moves her, I think, up into 2nd place. 18.58 in the 4th round. Moves her into 2nd place. The first throwers are all F32s, but it is a points category, and she's 7 points clear of Kalman of Hungary.
That's not quite as far. So 18.58. She has a lead over Kalman of 7 points. Of course, the Hungarian has already thrown. And there'll be a challenge from lower down the field from Catherine O'Neill of Ireland and fellow Brits of Josie Pearson and Joanna Butterfield.
Competition throw.
And again, that's midway between the 10 and 20 metre line.
To the field events and now the club, and this is Maria Stamitoula of Greece, who's trying to force her way into the medals. Kalman, 18.47 in 3rd place, 789 points. And Stamitoula doing her best to make her way up the standings here. She's the 4th of 7 throwers. The remaining ones are Catherine O'Neill, the former discus world champion from Christchurch, and 2 more British athletes, Josie Pearson and Joanna Butterfield. Right now it's Brit 1 and 2 with Gemma Prescott and Abby Hunnesen. So Stamitoula starts off 11.04, but further improvement needed of around 5-6 meters, and she is the reigning European champion from 2 years ago in Stadskanal.
Second competition
11.04 to start off with this attempt number 2. Well, she's thrown 15.17 this year. It is a lifetime best of 17.62, so anything even between those would give her a good opportunity of a medal. One a bit further, maybe by a meter or so. 11.98, she stays in 4th place. Needs 18.47 to go further.
On the other end of the stadium, the women's club throw, F32 51. And this is Stamitoula of Greece. It's a points event, so the distance will be recalculated. And at the moment, we have Great Britain 1 and 2, Hungary in the bronze medal position. Stamitoula needs a great improvement here. Capable of throwing 17.62, that's her personal best, and she needs to better that. Not at the moment. 11.89, which is earning less than 400 points. Kalman has 789 in the bronze medal position. That's a foul this time, and she is running out of time.
Still a lot to happen in the field. We're going to have the women's long jump very shortly. That's at T47 level. It's one of the amputee categories, and the women's shot put will be coming up later as well. And they will be 2 finals where the battle will be for gold and silver only. Stamitoula needing a major improvement in order to get into the medals here in Swansea. It's the 2nd last day of these European Championships. It goes so quickly. Stamitoula won gold 2 years ago in Stadskanal, ahead of Catherine O'Neill of Ireland in 2nd place, who comes later, and Vendula Pisarakova, the Czech Republic, who is not here for this competition this week.
We've also got the 2nd semi-final in the men's 400 metres, T34, coming up before we close the morning session here in Swansea.
Stadskanal is part of Groningen.
13.78, her best throw so far. But it's only good enough for 393 points. Well behind the bronze medal. And to follow, we will have Catherine O'Neill of Ireland and Great Britain's Josie Pearson and Joanna Butterfield. So at the moment, Kalman is the only person who can deny us a podium, which will be full of athletes from Great Britain or the Republic of Ireland.
Okay, now let's return to the club and let's watch Josie Pearson here. What a successful career she's had, and that might improve into this competition. Pearson, the reigning World and Paralympic Games discus champion, won bronze in this in the Worlds in Lyon last year. Pearson, the third British athlete to compete. And if she gets into the medals right now, the 1, 2, 3 would be Britain all the way. And that's how it is. And she's into the gold medal position, 14.02. And that's 941 on points, because she's a different category to everyone else who's thrown so far.
That guarantees we will have either British or Irish athletes on the podium. Kalman of Hungary has been knocked out of the medals. It's Pearson, Prescott and Honeysett at the moment. And Pearson can only be beaten by Catherine O'Neill of Ireland or Joanna Butterfield, her teammate.
Competition throw.
It's only Catherine O'Neill now in the way of the first clean sweep of Swansea 2014, and it would be a British 1, 2, 3. She's coming up next, but Pearson still has a lot of throws to get away first. And that's
Skips.
another good one.
Up towards 14 metres maybe again. 14.71 has given her the lead, 986 points.
Coming forward, and it's a violation.
The red flag this time. Possibly lifting off the chair. That was the chat we could hear around the circle. And we did see the red flag. Yep, that's confirmed.
Now, I believe this actually was his second throw, and it's a foul. And the reason why there's been a bit of a discussion now, there was a mark of around 14.80 for Pearson, which was given as her second attempt. But now it's been given as a foul, and that's why...
Starting the clock when Klaus is out the cage. I don't want them throwing before Klaus gets out the cage. I'm a line assistant.
One of the officials was in the cage. They're not happy about that. They want all the officials to clear out of the cage before the throw takes place. Her coach is not too happy about what's been said here.
And the ironic thing is, I mean, an official in the cage would put her off, and yet it was her best throw, great throw, about 14.80, but because there was an official in the cage, that meant it was chalked off, which meant the throw didn't count at all. It didn't go down as a foul, it simply didn't count. So what she thought was a third throw was indeed just marked as a second. But you heard a lot of the conversation there between the officials and Josie Pearson and her coach, and nobody's happy right now. Dilber Tangrikulu of Turkey, her third attempt in the women's long jump T47 final, as she tries to get her way up into second place, and she's going to have to knock around personal best territory in order to do it. Ronna McKean is leading this quite strongly at 5.44.
Now show me how you fly the flag and do the plackers. Bit. There you go.
4.66, she's in third place.
With a personal best.
Pearson in the club. She leads a fourth attempt. Last two have been judged as fouls. 941 points, 14.02 in the opening round, and that just went out to the sector, so that'll be her third foul. But she's still leading, 9.41, 14.02 her best. Right now it's Britain 1, 2, 3.
Stay behind the shoulder, Joe.
So, penultimate attempt for Josie Pearson. 14.60's her PB. She's not that far away from it. About 1,000 points, and that might be unassailable with Butterfield and O'Neill still to throw. She's got that inside this time. her best of the day, but it won't improve. It's 13.33.
And we go back now to the women's club throw. Josie Pearson in the gold medal position. Her final attempt, 14.02, her first effort. Gave her 941 points to put her into the lead ahead of Gemma Prescott and Abby Hunnisett. At the moment, we are set for our first clean sweep of medals by any nation here at Swansea 2014. 12.80 won't improve on her lead.
Here is Catherine O'Neill of Ireland, the only athlete who could deny a British clean sweep here. She's already had a foul in the opening round. O'Neill from New Ross in County Wexford in the southeast. And that is beyond 10 metres, and it's a good throw. Silver at the last European Championships and at the World Championships in 2011 in Christchurch. 11.13. Needs to push up by maybe another 50 centimetres or so. Discus World Champion 2011. Discus silver 2012 in London. That's a good effort, well beyond 10 metres, an improvement certainly. She's lying 6th right now. It's around 100 points behind Christina Kalaman of Hungary and behind Abby Hunnisett of Britain. Something like 12.5 metres might get her into the medals. Well supported from her Irish team today. O'Neill goes up to 11.76. That's 732 points in 6th place. Needs another 170 points to get into the medals, which would realistically mean probably around 13 metres. 13.87 her lifetime best, 12.11 her season's best. Needs to improve on that alone, probably by 70 or 80 centimetres. Sun's come out again, which is welcome. They've had a nice rendition of one of Tom Jones' best.
Well, we are in South Wales.
4th competition throw.
O'Neill then 11.76 in the previous round. A bit more needed. That is beyond 10 metres again, and probably beyond 11, but it has to go past 12. 20 metres is the second line you can see, which we've already seen tested by Gemma Prescott. She's an F32. O'Neill is an F51. 11.36, good consistency. Needs that little bit extra. Needs a season's best, really. Personal best would be great, but probably not required to get her into the medals.
Competition throw.
Penultimate throw for Catherine O'Neill.
Joanna Butterfield of Great Britain still to go in this event. But O'Neill, the only person who can deny Great Britain a 1-2-3.
It's already 4 medals this week for Ireland. 3 gold, 2 for Jason Smith, 1 for Michael McKillop, and a silver in the discus for Orla Barry. And Catherine O'Neill has had good discus success in the past and in the club too. It's one of the events not on the IAAF circuit. Well, Catherine O'Neill has missed out. No medal for Ireland in this today. It means Britain will get a clean sweep. It's now just determining who the names will be on the podium. First clean sweep of the week.
And Joanna Butterfield is the final athlete to go. Josie Pearson leading at the moment. Gemma Prescott in second. Abby Hunnisett is in the bronze medal position. O'Neill may actually have one final attempt.
We've seen this a couple of times in the competition, that additional throws have been yielded. We saw that a little earlier, didn't we, with Pearson?
Reset the clock to 1. Okay, offer her the implement.
You can hear a little bit of discussion. She'll be given another throw.
Last one. Yes.
So, the medal's not determined yet for Britain. So O'Neill can get into the medals here. This is now her final attempt.
And she needs a massive, massive throw here.
Catherine O'Neill for Ireland. It's just beyond 10 metres. 11.76 her best so far. Needs to get beyond 12 to have a chance of a medal.
The European record holder.
So that is confirmed now. Catherine O'Neill, it was another 11.09 and finished around the same position as the previous effort. So everything we said before applies. Britain get the clean sweep, 1, 2, 3, but still to be determined who will be in the medals.
Joanna Butterfield is the final competitor to go. She is an F51, and just look at that, way out over 15 metres. The European record is 15.83, set by Catherine O'Neill. And there's a smile on the face of Joanna Butterfield, because that could be a gold medal throw with her first attempt. 17.68. Joanna Butterfield has won the gold medal with a new European record with her first attempt, and it will be a 1, 2, 3, 4 for Great Britain. Butterfield, Pearson, Prescott and Honeysett. She still has 5 more throws, but these will be celebratory throws because she has done it already.
The second competition throw.
It's the first clean sweep of the week at Swansea 2014. And not just that, they've got the first 4 in the field. And that's confirmed now. Nobody's throwing after Butterfield. She surpassed everybody else, over 1,000 points. Nobody's managed that. Butterfield has won it already.
And she will complete her throws, but unless she can break the record again, they are pretty irrelevant from the point of view of the podium, but that's another good one. And that may be another throw which would have surpassed the previous European record. The world record is 21.90, set by Rachel Morrison of the USA. Last month in a meeting in the Czech Republic.
Well, she can keep throwing if she wishes, or she can pass up now. Now, she'll have been told the distance, but not the points.
But so she'll know. The other 2 medalists, Pearson and Prescott. Pearson is an F51. Prescott is an F32. So she's thrown out over 20 metres, but of course her classification means it was only good enough for a bronze medal in the end.
Well, still putting the efforts in. She'll go all the way to the end now.
The 35-year-old can start preparing her victory speech. And this will be a medal ceremony for the locals to enjoy later on today. For the first time, we will see 3 flags from the same nation unfurled. And it won't be Russia, it is Great Britain. I suppose the target would be to throw all 6 beyond the previous European record. It would take some to pressurise the world record over 20 metres. No Europeans ever done that. At the end of the morning session, we have our first clean sweep of medals.
Well, she was involved in the Queen's baton relay, was Joanna Butterfield.
Spikes in.
Commonwealth Games in Glasgow.
So 16:53, all 4 throws way in excess of the previous European record. And there is plenty coming up later on today. Men's 200 metres and the T54 this afternoon. Kenny Van Veegel going for gold again. Dan Greaves of Great Britain, the Commonwealth Games gold medalist, going in the F44 men's discus. Anna Cockcroft going in the T34 800 metres. And in the women's long jump in the T44 category, Marie-Amélie Lefebvre, who we've already seen win the 400 metres gold this morning, up against the world record holder Steph Reed. And Mandy Francois Elie will also be on the track again in the women's 400 metres in the T37 category. And we'll see the Russians Andrei Vdovin and Sherman Kobasov. 16:39. What a sequence from Joanna Butterfield, with one more to come. And Kobasov and Vdovin will be going in the men's 400 metres in the T37 category. And the second session starts at 3:30 UK time, 4:30 in Europe. And there will be so much to enjoy.
Joanna Butterfield, who's the British champion, and she is the Scotland wheelchair rugby vice-captain. That is a mixed team. And she is a gold medalist. There you go, pressure's off, competition's over. She knows she's won, and she is the European champion as part of a British clean sweep of the medals and the first 4 places too.
So a new European record for Joanna Butterfield. 17:68, her first throw. Good enough to win the women's club throw. And there is plenty of red, white and blue at the top of that medal table in this particular event. Butterfield the gold, Pearson the silver, Prescott the bronze, with Abby Hunnisett finishing in 4th place.
Not very well.
Seen the difference, and disabilities for